What's going on, party people? Cheesecake the Sound Boy here, and today we're going to talk about sex robots.
Sex robots, 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 sex robots.
Since the dawn of Western civilization, men everywhere have coalesced their collective big brain juices into the pursuit of getting it on without having another partner there. The story of Pygmalion sliding into the Delta Muse of his own creation shows us that even in antiquity, nice guys still coped with their loneliness by projecting their idealized mate onto an inanimate object. However, it wasn't until French and Spanish sailors fashioned their own travel-sized seaman snares that many a lonely heart could find something to love. Nothing oozes sex appeal quite like 16th century pirate dirty laundry, along with old bits of leather and probably some seawater. For the next 3 centuries, inanimate eroticism remained stagnant, until the arrival of the father of modern sex dolls, Hans Bellmer. He created his book Die Poop in protest of Nazi Germany and the rise of fascism. You see, he was reacting to their romantic realism that they were cramming down the throats of the German art world. He positioned his dolls in such a way that it was almost a mockery of the human form, essentially drawing out erotic feelings from the viewer, leading to many of a confused German boner popping up.
If you're horny, say hell yeah.
But where does that bring us to today? Well, thankfully, Katie Couric and the fine people down at ABC News have brought us to the epicenter, the bleeding edge of BoinkBot technology.
This is the place where we assemble everything and create everything.
Wow. Who knew there were so many different kinds of nipples? We got peach, we got coffee, we got brown, we got Stormy D. I mean, who knew?
And before we get further into the philosophical implications, I just want to quickly touch on how ridiculous these comments are.
This thing would be neat to have if she knew how to cook and clean and get me a beer.
Alright, Brian. That face is remarkable. Can she be playfully cruel? Asking for a friend. It's a very Geoff thing to say. Amazing! A woman that will arouse your intellect as well as your loins. Ah, yes, and then Amanda coming in hot. Gross. Good on him, Amanda. You show him.
This will be cheaper than a wife in the long run. No alimony, no child support. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
And then, like, I don't know why this dude got 280 likes. I mean, I play PUBG sometimes, but like, dog, this is still kind of yikesy.
Well, women, your feminist movement has pushed us to this point. Nice knowing ya.
And then, like, 119 likes? Wait, the Morpheus fucking icon, dog? Get the fuck out of here. Ladies, if they perfect these things well enough, you may be having a hard time finding a man you can trap, steal their money, and victimize them with their children. 'Cause these things will be a bargain. You have no one to blame but yourselves.
But can it cook? That awkward moment when your robot dolls still cheese on you, lol.
The best part is that they never say no.
I am already taking over the world, one bedroom at a time.
So, where things stand right now, it would be pretty weird if your homie showed up to your house with one of these as like his date. You know, even if it's the Ferrari of fleshlights, it's still essentially a chatbot that's being spoken through a Chuck E. Cheese robot head attached to a mannequin. It's a little
corpsey.
I feel like gonna lead to some issues down the line. Ironically, I feel like it would further alienate the people that are seeking companionship from these robots to begin with. It would lead to a unrealistic expectation of what companionship would really be.
There's data out of Japan showing that people are dating less because of their online relationships. They're losing their virginity later because of their preference for online activity.
What if people prefer virtual partners over real partners who are less than perfect?
Well,
we're going to solve the population problem that way.
The CEO of Realbotics claims that this is
It's an alternative, not a replacement.
which just kind of gives me the wrong vibes. It feels like this is slowly going to overtake actual human companionship, at least with the ultra wealthy. Because let's be real, these things aren't going to be accessible to your average basement dwelling incel. And then in an unrelated note, These things are probably going to have to be connected online in order to receive updates. And who's to say that the advertising rights aren't going to be sold to the highest bidder? You know, how much would McDonald's pay in order to be the generic answer to where do you want to eat tonight? This may also end up desensitizing certain people to violence on female bodies. If you're already conditioned to doing whatever you want with a female figure, then who's to say that won't carry on to further interactions while you're out and about? And then what happens if one of these gets attacked in the streets? Is it property crime? And this is before these things even achieve sentience. Could you really toss this thing away? When do these things gain rights? My point basically is there might be a niche for these things at a point, but you don't necessarily need a fleshlight that can be your girlfriend.
Don't date robots!
But what do you think? There's tons of perspectives on this. Maybe you think these things could be really helpful. You think these things could be really harmful. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. Last but not least, guys, thank you for sticking around. Got some other content that I'm working on too. You know, the whole rigmarole, like and subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. Be safe out there, party people. Peace.
Sex robot, sex robot, sex robot, sex robot.
He's made of sex.
Sex robot, sex robot, sex robot, sex robot.
What did we learn here today?